Welcome back to FastMonty's Garage. Today we are going to show you how to Cerakote a wheel, because I did this a couple episodes ago and got a lot of comments like, how did you mask that? Because the masking part is actually the most tricky part, but it will also show you guys some good techniques to use on whatever you're painting, might give you some ideas. And that's the whole premise of this channel. So if you're new here, welcome. I do nothing but projects on my 69 GTO, and hopefully my projects inspire your build and whatever you're trying to do. So today, specifically about masking for Cerakote, which I applied. It came out awesome, and you might be cracking up because I haven't done it yet on this wheel, because we're doing the back side. I want the back to match that black paint, so when you look through the front, it's not annoying and you don't see these weights and all that stuff. We're gonna paint those black, but in doing so, we have to do some crazy masking. And then you can check out the last video over there, that little eye, and you can see exactly what I went through to paint with Cerakote. And like I said, this video is all about masking and masking tricks that you can use on your projects. If I've ever helped you out, consider getting a hat or shirt. Shirt links are below. Join button right there. Full Monty Club. All proceeds go to help the channel, me making more mistakes, you guys learning faster, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's get going. If you didn't know how to apply Cerakote, you're supposed to bead blast this area with 100 grit aluminum oxide, and that's just not practical, right? We have a tire on a wheel. It's heavy, it's awkward. Yeah, so plan B is we're gonna scratch that finish with red Scotch-Brite. This is equivalent to 320 grit sandpaper, and you could do that first and then mask. But it's far easier to mask first, because I want to keep this edge of paint. I want my new paint to come up to here and then retain my existing paint. Additionally, I want to mask the valve stem so I don't accidentally scratch this. I want this to be chrome and remain chrome. And that's why it's easier to mask now versus masking after. So let's get to masking. All right, step number one, degrease the whole area with House of Colors waxing grease remover, or any waxing grease remover that you have. I put this in a pressure vessel called the Sure Shot. Spray it around, use a paper towel. You just want to get all wax and coatings off of here before we start masking, which is step 1.5. And then step 2.0 is we're going to scratch it up. So let's get into some basic masking techniques and go from there. Here's the ultimate top secret weapon you're going to need in your arsenal. This is called Easy Sheet. It's a very thin plastic. The smallest or narrowest version is 12 feet. This is 12 feet wide when it unfolds. They go up to like 25 feet, I think. And I use this heavily when I painted the car. And you're gonna see why in a second when I do the wheel. Hold on. But this also serves as the poor man's car cover. So I do cover the car when I paint, just in case. But you can also leave it on there for dust. It's awesome to throw it away. This is what I use for the paint booth too. So if you haven't seen my paint booth when I put it up, go check out that eye right there. Yeah, that's where it is. Okay, let's talk about masking tape. Okay, masking tape, pretty straightforward, right? I love the green stuff by 3M. Less residue on what you apply it to. Backup to that would be blue. I also love the 3/4 inch wide. Surprisingly enough, you can move this and bend it around. I'll show you that, but this is what you need to get. Let me show you how to use it. Okay, when you're taping something, there's a couple ways to tape it. One is just put the tape down, right? And when you paint, that creates what's called a hard edge. So if you hear someone saying, I need a hard edge with your masking tape, that's what they're talking about. If you want a soft edge, it's actually folded masking tape, like this. So it's folded, so when you put it on a surface, say my finger, when you go to spray, some of the paint will actually get in there. And if you're doing like base clear, you do base, then you can actually roll the tape back a little bit, then do clear, so the clear covers the base, and the clear can blend into that next surface. So you can do that on this edge here. You can do either one, because it's not a clean edge to begin with. It is sharp, relatively speaking, for the aluminum where it was cut. So I am going to go ahead and do a hard edge around the whole circumference. There we go, like that. And I started and stopped where the valve stem is. So that's why when we're covered in paint, I can just look down here and take this off and it'll come off in one piece. But it's right at the 90-degree edge where it's cut, so when we paint, it'll look like a good transition right at the edge. See that? There we go. And if I forgot to say it, make sure you clean that area with the degreaser before you put the tape on. It helps tremendously to stick the tape. Now we got to talk about this top edge here. We have to figure out a way to tape inside this seam. So let me play with some tricks here. I'm going to start with taping the tire, see if I can get anything to stick to it, and see what we can do. All right, team, I think we got super lucky. Check this out. So here's the edge. We have to have paint come as close to the tire as possible around that lip. The tape will actually stick to the tire, so you can slip the tape in there as best you can. Press it in, and you can kind of fold the top around the top of the tire. I am okay with that. That is actually really good. And it's sticking to the tire pretty, yeah, it's still sticking. So some tire came off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that around the whole edge and go to the next step. I'm done with the upper edge, and as you can see, I have 2 layers of tape down. On the green, it worked out really well to have 2 to 3 inch sections that you can put in here, and then you can put them around. It worked really well. I had the blue tape down just to show you I put 2 layers down because I want to add a 3rd layer. But the 3rd layer is going to be what I talked about with the folded over tape. So we're going to put the folded over tape on top of the blue, right near the edge of the green and the blue, like that, all the way around, because the next step will blow your mind. Okay, remember that easy sheet we talked about? Now we get to use it. The idea of mine is to actually bag the entire wheel and tire and stick it to the piece of tape that we just put down that's sticking up. Don't worry, it'll make sense in a second. Watch this. Make sure it's nice and taut. Then you can go around and stick it to the tape. And this stuff loves to stick to tape. Look at how nice that fits like that, see? Like my little drum. Next step, get a brand new razor blade. You're gonna take that blade and go really gently right over the middle of that tape that we put down. It doesn't have to be the middle. You can actually go on the inside edge. Nice and gentle. Try not to cut through the tape. Now you can carefully go around and take the inside of our circle off where we scored it on the tape. Ta-da! Just like that. But don't discard this. We're going to do the same thing to the inside. The inside's a little easier because we're just removing the outside of that circle we put down. Like that. Oh yeah! Just go around, make sure you stuck to the tape that you put in all the way around. And if you make a mistake, like you cut too deep or you missed a spot, you can actually, just put a piece of tape down. It's not a big deal over that little area that you might have missed. So that is perfect. Let's flip this over and make a bag of it. All right, see if this crazy plan worked. I tucked it underneath the tire. I'm gonna tilt it up. Spin it around for you guys there. Let's see. Oh, I think it worked. I left myself enough material. Now I can just pull it all in. Kind of like that. I'm gonna do a better job of it though. I'm gonna go ahead and finish laying it down. Hey, I think it worked. Brilliant. I'm gonna go ahead and lay another piece of tape around just to kind of keep it consolidated and find where the big holes are and just tighten them up like so with some tape. And then we'll flip it back over and get to work, because we still have to scuff that whole area. Okay, let the games begin. Now that we're all masked off, go ahead and degrease the surface and get that red Scotch-Brite we talked about. So this is the 320 grit, and just start going to town. I mean, look at how fast that changes. Crazy, right? Yep, so get to work. So the beauty of masking is you can just go right up to the masking tape. You can always go back and touch up the masking tape. Oh yeah. Another beauty about Scotch-Brite, it gets in places because you don't want anything missing. You can go right in between the tape and the edge of the wheel and get in there. You're not going to hurt the tape. The whole point is to get that polish removed from the wheel. It needs some grit for the paint. And I'm wearing gloves for a reason. You don't want your fingerprints and oils from your fingers to get in here. Just increases cleaning. And that is how you mask, boys and girls. I hope that gave you a lot of ideas. As you can tell, this easy sheet is so versatile. That's how I did the car. Cover the car, back tape the windows, cut around the windows. Now the windows are masked, right? It's so easy to use. I hope that gives you a lot of ideas. And that's what I had to go through to prep for the wheel painting, and it's good to go. You just have to degrease it and shoot. That's how awesome Cerakote is. So go check out the Cerakote video if you missed it. Otherwise, subscribe if you haven't, because there's a lot of more projects coming up, including that radiator I painted in that last video. So yeah, hang around and find out, right? Build them fast, drive them faster. See ya.